మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సర్దాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా?
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్టులు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి ఫస్ట్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TV Asia Telugu.
మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సర్దాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా?
Hello and welcome back to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. Manato unnaru mana immigration expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting, Andy.
We're really digging that jersey, Andy, the Reddy and Newman PC. It's looking really cool. So
Thank
represent.
You. I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation, so I'm not dressed up.
You're officially vacationing, I think.
yeah.
All right, our program has been supported by movers.com and AHA OTT platform. Watch us on Facebook, Yup TV, YouTube, Sling TV, World BB TV, and Dish Network. All right, coming to another dhamageda topic, right? Our topics keep getting, more and more dangerous by the week, I think, coming to the, biggest danger of the season here, layoffs and recession, Andy. So I think it's a hard ball for people who are even citizens here to survive. So how are people going to survive on their H1Bs? I think it's a very crucial thing. And Rahul Garu, what's your take on this, or what are some of the tips and tricks that they can use to continue to stay on maybe a job or stay safe here, or not get out of sync with their dates and everything like that? So please tell us a little about it, Andy.
First thing is that people need planning. They need to understand, even if you have 2 jobs, your wife is also doing 2 jobs. Don't be under question saying that, okay, everything is going to be perfect. There are situations, especially in 2000 and 2001, a lot of IT people have been laid off. The whole boom, we call it as in 2000 and 2001, is called .com boom. That means that it busted. The balloon of the .com busted in the end of 2000 and 2001. And then, of course, we have seen the housing boom. Even though it's not directly related to the IT, it definitely affected the IT jobs. I mean, the amount of H1Bs, there used to be lottery. On the first day of April of 2007, the entire H1Bs lottery was over. Guess what? Next year also, same thing. They allowed 5 days to file the H1B. It was over. But when it comes to 2009, though, it was not over for a long, long period of time. There's no demand for H1B at that point of time. Even the 65,000 couldn't be filled out at that point of time. So people need to be aware of what need to be. The first thing I would tell people is that everybody need to sit down and discuss. Hey, what if I lose the job? What if we lose the job? What are the alternatives? They need to do a dry run. That's what it's called. In Hindi and some bad, what they call it as Reiki. That means that if you want to kill somebody, they plan, they go around, check around. Where does this guy go? Where does this guy walk? How do we shoot this guy? How do we expect? No, I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just telling that you need to do a Reiki for if you lose a job, what are the options that you have? What is it you're going to do? That's the first thing I tell people to discuss the options with other people. They may come up with some innovative ideas. It's always good to discuss with other people and have an options, because they make some extraordinary ideas that you have. Ask the people who have gone through the things, though. In 2009, what happened at the time? If you don't have a job, how did you live at that time? What happened to the H1B? What happened to the OPT? Now, having told that, the interpretation in those days is quite different. I will address those issues when we go to the particular topic. Another thing is that perm labor certification, if your I-140 is not already approved, you may have a big problem getting the perm approval right now. Why? The reason is that in the perm application, the employer has to prove there is no American worker available for the kind of jobs for which they are intending to hire this particular immigrant. Especially, let's say, for example, Twitter is there. Now, if Twitter wants to file a perm labor, you laid off US citizens and you're telling me that you don't have any American prospects for this job? So practically companies like Twitter, Facebook, and some other companies may not be able to file a labor certification. They may withdraw the existing labor certification. They may actually not proceed with the I-140 application after labor has been approved. People are not aware of this thing, though, because they have not seen this until it's been a long period of time that they have seen this thing, though. So I want people to see what are the options. Your perm may not be approved, perm may not be filed, your I-140 may not be filed, your I-140 may be withdrawn before it's been approved. That can happen with bigger companies at this point of time, because it's very hard to prove there is no American worker available if they are already laying off American workers.
Right.
Now, when it comes to the perm labor certification, now, of course, Twitter and some other companies, what they do is that they kept the best of the brains. Of course, they removed what they consider as not so good. Okay.
You were mentioning about Facebook briefly, and we know that Facebook just recently laid off 11,000 of its staff members. So
something like that.
Keeping a specific example like that, what are some of your recommendations, like how it can impact if a giant like Facebook has laid off 11,000 people,
Yes, 11,000 people. Twitter has laid off 3,700. List has laid off 700. Stripe has laid off 1,100. Coinbase has laid off 1,100. Shopify has laid off 100. Microsoft has laid off 100.
Yeah, but
Snap
this
has
seems like a very significant
Robinhood has
number
laid
in
off
the
30.
companies. Hmm.
Yeah, Robinhood has laid off 31% of the entire employees. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's going to affect people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Microsoft if they laid off only in one particular division or the entire division. At this point of time, I'm not that fearful for the palm approval of Microsoft. I'm definitely fearful for the Facebook and also for companies like Robinhood and companies like Twitter.
Yeah. So Rahul Garu,
Yeah, and-
anything else you'd like to add to this, sir?
Yes, I want to go over each of the topics of if you are in one particular situation, what do you do?
Right.
Let's say, for example, if you are in adjustment of status, if you got laid off, what do you do? If it is within 6 months, you got laid off, what do you do? Especially if it is within 6 months, I definitely request people to contact a lawyer, because because the job offer must be continuous until 180 days after you file the 485 application. If not, there is a chance your 485 will be denied. Now, there are alternatives. Let's say, for example, the particular company has not withdrawn the I-140 application, not withdrawn the offer. Hey, they only withdrew my H1B. They only withdrew the temporary offer. They did not withdraw my permanent offer. We can come up with all these excuses, though. Okay. If you don't find another job within a very short period of time, can you be self-employed? Yes, you can be self-employed. Self-sponsorship is also allowed in the adjustment of status, though. Now, of course, when it comes to the H1B, it's completely different. So under extreme circumstances where people don't have an option, I tell people, hey, open a website, just sponsor yourself, give a job offer to yourself. Yes. Is it a guaranteed source that you're going to get an adjustment of status? Yeah, things will be tested. It may not be guaranteed under the circumstances. You know, you're better off having something rather than not having anything.
Yeah,
Contact a consulting company. It's only the offer of employment. Even if you're not employed, technically speaking of, let's say you have a consulting company, they have an offer of employment, but you don't want to join the company because of, you want to wait for 6 months or so. Is it possible that we can argue that, hey, the offer is there from the consulting company. I didn't want to join because I want to wait for a better opportunity. I want to take off because I've been working for 15 years. Can you do that? Yes, technically you can do that thing too. So in adjustment of status, definitely there are many options as compared to the other options. So I want to discuss about the people who are in H1B. What should they do? One thing is everybody knows that 60-day rule, that if you got laid off with company A, to move to the company B, you can have a period of 60 days of unemployment period. It's perfectly allowed thanks to the regulations that were passed. Now, however, people need to understand that 60 days is from the time you got out of the job. So for example, if Facebook has laid you off as of November 10th, okay, and they're giving you salary until January of 2023 though, the 60-day period start on November 10th and not on January 1st of 2023.
Okay, got it.
You may be getting paid for that period of time, for the month of period of, for the rest of the November, for the rest of the December, you may be getting paid. But it is the employment that you got laid off that will count the 60 days.
So the severance period is not counted, basically.
You are right. Severance period is not covered. You may consider H4 option if your spouse has a H1B. H4 is an option though. What if your spouse is an H4 and EAD? And if that spouse has an option of H1B, that spouse can convert into H1B and you can convert into H4 in the same application. H1 and H4 can be given though. One of the other options is the F1 option. You can go to a school, join a school. People ask me the question, hey, can I get an admission within a week, within 10 days? Yes, there are schools that you can get admission within a short period of time. One thing is that if your I-140 is approved and it's been approved for more than 180 days, you're in a much better situation though. We can always come back to H1B at any point of time. Always leave an option of going back to India. Because right now, when the recession hits though, your stock market is going, everything is going down. You have to make a house payment. Living in United States sometimes may be costly when you're not working though. You need to have an option of going back. If you go to India though, if you have your I-140 approved though, okay, and not been withdrawn for 180 days, you can always come back to United States at any point of time. People don't understand it. So you have an I-140 approval, you got laid off in November, you don't get a job, you leave to India. You leave the job to India, and you want to come back after 5 years, after 6 years, you can still come back on H1B. That option is there. The other option is, what if you don't have a POM approval? What if you don't have an I-140 approval? If you don't have a I-140 approval though, let's assume that you have used up 4 years of H1B. Okay, so if you leave the country, there are two options. You can come back. Let's say after 4 or 5 years, you decided to come back. You can either come back through the lottery system, which you know that you have only 25-30% chance of getting it, or after staying 1 year outside the country, or you have another option is that you can always come back without going to the lottery system, but you will only get the remaining part of the 6 years of the H1B, which in your case, because you used up the 4 years, it's only 2 years.
Got it.
For the people who are F1 visa, okay, one is that OPT period. Now, in 2009 and 2001 though, they didn't used to interpret the OPT unemployment very strictly though. The civil system was not that, civil system definitely was not there in 2001. Even if civil system was there in 2009, they did not interpret the civil system the same way that they do right now. So if you are unemployed for a period of time though, they will kick you out of the civil system. That means that your F1 will be out. People need to understand that in the F1 OPT period though, okay, if you have a job that is not paying, it's perfectly okay. You don't need to have a job that pays you the salary. So let's say, for example, you're doing an internship, unpaid internship at a university. That is allowed. Unpaid internship at some other for-profit company. That's perfectly allowed on the OPT. So people need to opt that option that, hey, instead of being an unemployed, be unpaid employed. In the training. Yes, unpaid training. That's one thing.
Right.
What if the STEM extension comes in? The STEM extension requires that the person need to be employed, paid employment. Are there solutions? Yeah, it doesn't specify that you have to be a full-time employee. Can you be a part-time employee in STEM extension? You can be a part-time employee of STEM extension. If that works for your company and you need to look into that option on the STEM extension. Another thing is that people need to have is that on the when you are graduating though, now all these things what I'm saying right now may or may not be applicable right now, but I just want you to have a dry run, everybody to have a dry. Let's say you are graduating in a time. You know what happened in October of 2008. Everything fell down. The whole sky fell down. It's much different than April of 2020, guys, which you have seen a little bit of fall down and then it just skyrocketed. But in October of 2008, though, when things fell down, it was very, very drastic. August to October of 2008. So in cases where you think so that you're not going to get any employment, okay? In cases you're not going to get any jobs or so, you may want to consider delay getting graduation.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, because if you would pass a little bit more time in the university though, you may have a better option when the market turns around. You want to consider those options.
Interesting. Okay.
That's all for what I can think, but if I get any questions, I will definitely try to answer.
So, Rahul Garu, we talked about H1 and also the F1s. Can we briefly touch base on people with EADs and what they can do or cannot do, or is it a good time to get onto your EAD? Can you?
You mean to say adjustment of status, EAD and H1B? Absolutely crap to maintain the H1B. You will be feeding lawyers like me unnecessarily, okay? Right. It's not needed. Get onto the AOSCD because you have a lot more flexibilities. You can have self-employment. You can have your wife employ you if your wife thinks so you're worth. That can be done too. You can go to a consulting company. You can go to any job that they can, because H1B, the filing fees sometimes goes up to 4,000 something. I mean, plus premium processing, if you add, it's going to be 6,000. That's a lot of expenditure for a company to hire. AOS, EAD, simple. Come over, buddy. Give me your EAD. Here's you go, I-9, that's it. You may want to do the 485J supplement. You don't have to do 485J supplement immediately. Yes, definitely. I would prefer people to move on to the adjustment of status EAD for all the flexibility that the adjustment of status EAD has.
Also, Rahul, one other question. For the primary person that's on the EAD applicant, what if they have employment only for, like, say, 20 hours a week? Is that still okay for them to continue to stay here? Or does there have to be a minimum of 40 hours or some stipulation like that?
Nitya Garu, it is the offer of the employment that is getting the green card, not the employment technically. So if the offer of the employment should be a permanent and full-time to get the green card, okay? So if the offer of the employment is permanent and full-time, if the person is working or not working, technically he's still eligible to get the green card.
Interesting, okay. Yeah.
Technically. So that's the reason I want people to be careful, is that these are desperate measures at desperate times. So definitely we will make the argument for you. We may win, we may not win. But if you can get a job in a consulting company, if you get a job some other company, definitely go for it. But if not, I want you to at least self-employed and check with your wife. Hey, wifey, would you employ me? If she employs you, that's fine. And somebody asked the question, how can she employ me? Yeah, you can do something called DBA. Go to the county office, pay $25, they'll give a DBA.
Yep.
Wifey.com. Okay, then she starts wifey.com and employs you. And you can, and wifey.com can get a tax ID number.
Yes, absolutely. So these are some very interesting scenarios, Rahul Garu. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. Now, before we start taking our callers, is there anything else you'd like to share with us at this point?
No, I'm fine. Let's go to questions.
All right. Let's take our first caller for the day. Caller with phone number ending in 3409. 3409. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, sir.
I have a question. This may not be this may not be in line with today's topic, but since I got a chance, I just need your suggestion.
Sure.
So actually I don't have a last name on my passport, as my entire name is printed under the given name. So what would it take to split my name in the passport, that is given name and first name? And if I do that, what changes would be required on my L1 visa, because I'm here on L1A?
What about on the L1 visa? What does it tell? The same thing as what it says in the passport, or it says differently?
No. So actually, as per the USCIS norms, if you don't have a last name on the visa, you need to enter your.
You didn't
entire
answer
name
my question. You
Sorry?
did not answer my question. On the L1 visa, what's your last name? Please don't tell me the norms of USCIS. On the passport visa, what is your last name? You have a last name or not?
On the visa, my last name is my entire name.
And so you mean to say that on the first name you don't have anything?
Correct. That's how they asked us to fill.
Okay. What about on the I-94 when you entered the United States?
There it's printed as my entire name and the last name as LNU.
Okay. What you can do is that you can go to the passport office. Okay. You can change the passport name there on your passport. Okay. In the Indian consulate, and from there, anytime when you file a H1B extension, L1 extension, L1 stamping, or when you're entering into the United States, you enter the proper whatever your first name and last name is. You don't have to officially change anything. Once you change the passport, you don't have to immediately go to the visa, US visa office and change it, or USCIS to change it. But going forward, you can keep on changing at all locations. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with phone number ending in 2683. 2683, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2683. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir? Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Are you able to hear me? Thank you for accepting my call. Here my question is to verify my son is fit get the green card, because I will explain that my EB3 downgrade November 2020. And at that time, I
Okay,
think what is not-
let me ask you the question. What is your priority date?
November 2013.
November 2013. And when was your downgraded I-140 approved?
August 2022.
August 2022. And when is your son becoming 21?
He is now 16, another 5 years.
So, okay. And did you try to interfile to move to EB2 or you did not?
Yeah, I interfiled. I got the receipt in May 2022.
May 2022, okay. But your I-140 was approved in August of 2022, is that right? So I'm just trying to see what the priority date was. For EB3, it was definitely not current. For EB2, you did not refile, you just interfiled, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, there is no clear-cut answer to your question though, because when you do interfiling, we cannot confirm whether they are being locked under CSPA or not though. And if you would have refiled the application May of 2022, you would have definitely locked your son. At this point of time, most probably the child is locked, but we cannot clearly tell that he's been locked. Because interfiling is a discretion of the USCIS. They may or may not approve it. Okay? But right now, there is no corrective action that you can do. You just have to wait. We'll go to the next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Adi. Let's take our next caller. All right, caller with phone number ending in 0806. 0806, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 0806. Please press star 6 and 8 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 0806. Please press star 6 to unmute your line. Hello? All right, let's try a different one. Caller with number ending in 2600. We're ready for you now? Caller with number ending in 2600. Hello?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi,
Can
sir.
I speak to Rahul? Right?
Yes, you can. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi Rahul garu. Hi Rahul garu. Actually one question ఏంటంటే మా ఫ్రెండ్ ఇండియాలో ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళ H1 లాటరీలో పిక్ అయింది 2015లో. But after that it got denied. So what are the next steps? ఇప్పుడు డినై అయితే మళ్ళీ ఏమన్నా he can go with other employer and file again H1 without a lottery, or he should go in the lottery?
No, since the H1 is never approved, he's never counted in the lottery. Just because he got selected in the lottery does not entertain him the number that is not allocated for him. So since the H1B is not approved, he will have to apply to the same lottery system, which I don't have to explain you. You already know the lottery systems, right? He has to go to the same lottery system. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Next question.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Adi. All right, Rahul got a question for you before we take our next caller. This is from Krishna K. Says, will filing the I-130 for a spouse who is in India by a GC holder cause issues for their B1 or B2 drop box, for example, potential immigrant reason?
Absolutely, it will cause a problem for them. Because in the DS 160 form that they gave for the stamping, though, they have to mention whether there is any I-130 approved or not. They have to mention that. And not only they have to mention that, they have to mention whether or not the spouse of the person is in the United States. If so, what is the status of that person too? The marriage already affects it. The I-130 drastically affects it. Both it will affect it.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 0806.
Let's go to questions today.
We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 0806. Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello? Hi, Nitya ma'am. Hi, Rahul sir. Thanks for taking my call. Been following your show since a long time. I'm a big fan. Thanks for what you're doing for the community.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir. We hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, so my question is, I am on H1. I just got my H1 extended. It's valid through 2025. My wife is on H4 EAD, and her EAD is expiring in end of this year. So I am trying this option of automatic revalidation, planning to travel to Mexico or Canada. So one question I had is, will there be any problem when I re-enter the US? Because this is the first time I'm doing this.
You're going to Mexico or Canada? Which part you're going?
I'm planning to go to Mexico, Cancun.
I don't see any problem. As long as you have the I-797 approval, you will not have any problem in coming back into United States. Do you know when your visa might, when your H1B visa is expired, you may need a Mexican visa to go into Mexico. Okay?
Yeah,
but while coming back,
US visa.
you have a US visa still valid. Okay. Then if your visa, US visa is still valid, you don't need any visa to go to Mexico. When you come back, make sure you show them the H1 approval, and your wife also should request the H4 approval until your H1B is expiring. If you are flying to Cancun, staying there for a night and coming back, we are not experiencing any problems. 98% of the time, they will give a I-94 validity until your H1B expires. There is 2% of the time they may give it until when our current H4 is expiring. There is a 2% chance. If that happens, you can either do one more trip or you contact the lawyer at that time. Okay? But 98% of the time, they are getting the automatic revalidation extended.
Nice.
Sure, sir. And I had one more question. What about the airlines? Do they know about this clause, or should we carry any document? Because they may question us how you re-enter the US, right?
No, they already know the rules. And if you want to, you can just go to automatic revalidation in my website. You can print it out and you can take it with you. I don't think so. They will look into that. Okay? They already know that. But just in case, you print it out.
Okay,
Right.
sure. And is it a good idea to tell
one.
the CDP sorry, one final thing. Is it a good idea to tell to the agent that we want the extension till end of my H1?
Absolutely, you should. You should show your H1B approval, and your wife also should show your H1B approval and request them until 2025 or whatever the date is to get it, okay? We'll go to the next call, Randy.
Sure, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Yeah. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 7673. 7673. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 7673. Hello? All right, please press *6 to unmute your line. *6 to unmute your line.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Nitya Garu. Thank you, Rahul Garu. I have a question regarding my priority date is July 2022, and I already filed my EB3 downgrade in October 2020, and I have an EAD.
Wait, your
right
priority
now,
date is not July
my
2022. Your priority date is not July 2022,
2000.
something else. Thank you.
July 2012.
Okay, keep going.
Sorry for that.
Okay, got it. Now I got it.
And
No problem.
now I'm on EAD, and I did the interfiling, and I already get an approval in January 2022, and
What
my
approval
EAD
you got
expired, and then
what approval you got?
I-140.
Okay, the EB3 I-140. Keep going. EB3 I-140. Keep going.
And I am on EAD, and I reapplied the EAD, and now I get the EAD for 2-year extension. And
Nice.
what need to do now? I need to wait because I cannot able to generate any RFE or anything. I just wait?
Why
for
do you
the
need
green
RFE?
card?
Why, right? You said your priority date is July 2012. It's not current right now. You don't need to do,
Okay.
it's not current right now. So you just have to wait and do nothing. And keep writing the letters that they're putting out there to not stop counting the family members. That's all you can do
We
right
will
now.
definitely do, sir, and we will following your show, and we keep doing that, sir.
Thank you very
sir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. And in the meantime, question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Ravi. Says, what is the current backlog numbers for EB1 India green cards, and how long is it currently taking to process EB1 485s?
We don't have the numbers out there, which is backlogged there for EB1 specifically though. But since there are extra 60,000 green cards right now, so there is a good chance that the EB1C may not be backlogged for even Indian nationals, at least until the end of this year, which is September 30th of 2022. Now, September of 2023. Now, what is the time process? They are processing the 485 application anywhere between 4 months to approximately around 2 years, though. That's a time process that it's taking for EB1C. EB1s.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, sir. And let's go to our caller with the phone number ending in 2851. 2851. We're ready for you now. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2851. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello? All right, let's try a different caller and come back to this one. Okay, caller with number ending in 7582. 7582, we're ready for you. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead. Please press *6 to unmute your line now. *6 to unmute your line, sir. Caller with number ending in 7582.
Yeah, I unmuted it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter is going to age out in another 16 months. When I need to apply for F1? Because I heard that it is taking more than 18 months to get approved.
Got it. Which year she is in right now in the college?
She's in the second year.
I would want you to apply right now. I want to apply right now.
Yeah.
The reason is that
Okay.
it's taking about 16 months. I'm not worried about the aging out and all those things. My only worry is that if she gets the F1 after she graduates, though, she may not be able to apply for the OPT and STEM extension. Okay? That's the reason you may want to apply right now immediately. And if by any chance, most probably she is going to get the F1 by the time she graduates, so she should be eligible for the OPT and STEM extension. But just in case, though, if the F1 does not get approved by the time she gets the graduation, I want you to delay the graduation. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And
can I apply even
kids
my
know how to delay
H4
the graduation.
extension? Can I apply
You mean to say
H4 extension for
yeah,
her?
yeah. You can apply for the H4 extension. That's fine. When is her H4 expiring though?
My H4 is expiring next year. in August.
Her H4 is expiring in August of 2023. I don't see a need if she applies for the F1 transfer. I don't see the need for her to apply for the H4 extension. If the H4 is expiring in 1 or 2 months, that makes sense. Go ahead.
I wanted to cover until
Good, sir.
she crosses 21.
No, here is the problem what happens. Okay, let's assume that you apply for F1 right now, and let's assume that you apply for the H4, okay? Let's assume that our F1 gets approved in September of 2000, let's say July of 2023. Let's assume that her H4 extension gets approved in August of 2023. Then what happens is that she's technically on H4. It's called last action rule. So it defeats the entire purpose for which we are applying for F1. That's the reason I don't want to apply for the H4 if her H4 is valid until August 2023. Okay, we'll go to the next caller.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, I'm working with Steve Brown and everything. Thank you.
He's good lawyer. He'll take care of you. Next
Sorry,
question.
Andy, I was on mute. Yeah.
So it defeats the entire purpose for which we are
Follow with
applying
number ending in 1228. We're ready for you.
for the H4 if
Yes, it's me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hi,
I'm
sir.
ready.
Yeah, please go ahead. We're ready.
So, firstly, I want to thank you for everything. I got my asylum
Thank you.
approved in August last year, 2021. And right away, I applied for a travel document. And in September this year, which is after a year from getting the approval for asylum, I applied for the green card or for the adjustment of status to get a permanent residency. So I have two questions now. First one, I want to travel to Turkey and Germany.
My knowledge is very limited in asylum, unfortunately. I haven't done a single asylum case in my life. So I would request that pose the question to the people who are good in asylum. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. Do you want me to at least tell what the question is in case it doesn't have anything to do?
No,
directly to WhatsApp?
because I know that there is restrictions of travel for the people who have applied for asylum. I know the basic knowledge that the reason why you applied for asylum in the United States.
The question is not about the travel. The question is not about the travel.
I have no knowledge about asylum cases, sir. I have no knowledge. I don't want to interfere. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. My question was about the green card, but it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I have never done an asylum green card. I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you so
Apologies
much.
for that, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Please continue watching our show. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. Okay, bye. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with the phone number ending in 3356. 3356, we're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 3356. Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for taking my call, Rahul Garu and Nita Garu. So my question is, I am currently in EAD, the adjustment of status day, and my priority date is 2013 February, so I don't know how many years it will take. But meanwhile, if I lose my job in case, so I have already a DBA actually in my kid's name. So, and I have a small customer base also, a small revenue. So what else I can do so that I can use that DBA into a good, that will help me in case I lose my job. So what are the things I need to do?
Your wife,
say, for example,
you have a wife?
Sorry?
You have a wife.
I'm assuming,
so that
sir?
DBA, so the DBA in my
You
kid's
said the
name.
DBA is in the, I know, but I asked you a question. You have a wife.
Yes.
Okay, make her the CEO of the company, and she can hire you if needed. The DBA CEO can hire you.
So all those 485J, etc., that can be taken care within.
Done. It can be done.
I mean, if I.
It can be done.
Okay.
It can be done. We have
And do you think
successfully argued. We have successfully argued many times when the spouse has signed the 485 application J. We have also had self-employment also though. Okay, we have successfully done. We went for the interview for the 485 when they have been called. We have argued them, and almost every case we won because it's very clear in their instructions. Self-employment is allowed. There is no requirement that it has to be a full-fledged employer and that the employer and the employee cannot have any relationship like the way your wife and you have it. There is no rule such for the 485J supplement. If, however, I will advise you that if you can get a job elsewhere though, I would like that over making us argue the things in your favor. Do you see the point? Because we will argue, but these officers don't understand the law and they get confused and they want to go to the supervisors. And of course, we will explain, we will write the memos, we'll show them their own memos. USCIS memos clearly says self-employment, is it allowed for 485J supplement? They answer yes to that question. We answer all those questions and they may test whether there is a genuine job opportunity or not and whether or not you have the same profession. But I want you to only take that measure in a desperate method when you can't get any job, get a job from your wife. Okay? But it's perfectly legal. It's allowed.
I have one more quick question. So if I convert it into LLC, will that be better instead of DBA?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For the purpose of the immigration, it does not matter. Now, for the purpose of the creditor protection and all those things, now that's a different topic, which I'm just an immigration lawyer. As far as I am concerned, DBA is fine.
Okay.
You go to the
Thank
next
you. I have one more quick question. Rahul Garu, I have a quick question. So currently, originally my GC was filed in EB2 category, then I downgraded to EB3 in 2020 and then interfiled to EB2. So now I am EB2 or EB3?
Good question. I don't know. Until it is approved, it's going to be very tough. People ask the question, what my 485J is approved? No, that doesn't mean that you're in EB2 or EB2. We can change our color depending on which one will go. Right now, since the priority date is not current, we are not going to request the USCIS to adjudicate your approval. But let's say, for example, EB3 goes forward. I will argue that EB3 is correct.
I see. Okay. Because my I-140 approved. So I-140 approved when I downgraded.
EB3.
That means legally,
of course, it is
EB3.
But you did file the 485J supplement. That's EB2. So I will not answer the question to you right now. But when the priority date moves, whatever comes, I will argue you are that. Okay. We'll go to the next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay. Let's take our next caller. Thank you. Let's take our next caller.
Good questions.
Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with number ending in 6587. 6587. We ready for you now? Hello? Caller number ending in 6587. Hi. Ready for you? Hi. Sir, *6 to unmute your line. *6 unmute to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir. Please go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. So my question is, so I applied 485 in 2020. So I'm the primary applicant. So my wife is the derivative. So she was on her H1B, and she unfortunately lost her job in July. So we got the EAD, but we have not yet used it for employment. So can she file for her? Yeah, for her. So can she file for the state unemployment benefits? Will it cause any issues in our processing?
No, it will not cause any issues.
So will it not cause any kind of public charge?
No, it's not. Unemployment is not a public charge. It's like an insurance, very similar to the medical insurance that you have. If she is not an H1B and if she is not the main applicant, she is an EAD, she can claim unemployment and she is eligible for it. It will not cause any problem for the green card.
Okay.
And
thank you.
She doesn't have to mention anywhere that she applied in the immigration. She doesn't have to, unless they ask you, have you applied for it, then you should always answer yes to the question. It's not there in the 485 or any application to answer it. And we have not seen any problem for the people who have applied for it. Only for the dependent EADs though. And one other, in general, they have to meet the general requirements of the unemployment. General requirements of unemployment is she should not leave the job If she leaves the job, she's not. In your case, in her case, since she has an EAD, she can apply, sir. She's good. We'll go to the next person.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. In the meantime, question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Priyank0329, says, my work-related EAD card was received on 8th of November 22. How is the 180-day rule applicable from the day it was filed or on the day I received it in order to change a job?
EAD has nothing to do with the 180-day rule. I think so he's getting confused. The 180-day rule for leaving the job is since the time of filing the 485 application, though. So if you have filed the 485 application, let's say in February of 2000, or let's say in April of 2022, and you got the EAD right now, the 180-day rule starts in April of 2022, not November of 2022.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you, sir.
Now, Nitya, I also want to tell people that let's assume that after 6 months of filing the 485, and if the person had not received the EAD approval at all, can they still change the job to a company B? Absolutely they can. They don't have to have an EAD to change the jobs to be eligible for the 485. Now, however, if you don't have a EAD, the new company has to file a H1B. That's a catch point. But there is no requirement for you to change the job that your EAD must be approved.
Okay, got it. Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 2105. 2105. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2105. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Nitya Garu.
Hello, Adi. Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am. We can hear you. Go ahead.
So thank you for taking our call. So I have a scenario or maybe situation wherein we have downgraded in 2020 and our priority date is 2013 and downgraded in 2020 October. After that, our age I-140 got approved as well, and I believe my daughter's age got locked. She's 17-year-old, and now last year we also upgraded because of the EB2 got EB2 priority date was current, so we upgraded that.
Of course, I know why you upgraded.
So the question is my daughter's age was logged in EB3. However, we would like to know if it is logged in EB2 or not. Or I-140, what they had, we had the success of interest, the company name.
Success of interest.
Company name also got changed.
Wait, ma'am. Wait. When is your daughter become 21 or is going to become 21?
She's 17-year-old now.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I forgot it. So she's locked in EB3 because by the time I-140 is approved, the priority date was current in EB3. That's what you told. She's good there. You interfiled somewhere wherever the priority date, final action date was current for EB2. Of course, I'm assuming that. So under both circumstances, because previous guy asked a question, am I under EB2 or EB3 when I have upgraded to EB2? I didn't have an answer to that guy. I really don't have an answer whether you are in EB3 or EB2. But the good part for you is that your daughter is covered under EB3. Your daughter is covered under EB2, irrespective of she's CSPA. Because if we consider an EB2, hey, you interfiled in February of 2022. By the time the final action date is current. So she's good. So either way, she's covered.
Okay, thank you, sir. And second question is she eligible for internship or if she would like to do summer jobs this year?
I'm assuming that she has an EAD. Since she is locked in the CSPA age though, if I were you, I would have her use the EAD. In internships, summer jobs, EAD is required. She has the EAD. If I were you, I would have her use the EAD because she has PA locked up. Is it some foolproof thing, like a guaranteed thing that there will not be any problem? I'm not saying that. But I'm just telling that if my daughter is 17 and she's CSPA locked, I'm going to have her use the EAD. Okay?
Okay.
We'll go to
Okay.
the next
Yeah,
caller.
sounds good. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys, I was on mute. Caller with number ending in 7747. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 7747. Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I have applied 2 485s, one in EB3 and one in EB2. And at the interview, I withdraw my EB3 because officer asked me to withdraw one.
Yes.
And both were current, my EB3 and EB2 at that point. My priority date was Feb 22. So, and finally I got my green card approved. But the category on the green card showing as a EB3 category instead of EB2. So is this a problem or what can I do?
What I am telling people is that the USCIS may have allocated the number when the priority date is cut. It could be possible. It could be possible they did an error there. There are two things you can do right now. One, you can hire me, pay tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm going to mess your life. Or the second thing, if I were you, is don't hire this guy, don't do anything. You'll be much better off. Pick your poison, okay?
Okay.
If I were you,
the only reason
I would do nothing.
Yeah, I withdraw EB3. I withdraw my EB3.
I know, you told me that. I know you told me that. These kind of mistakes, we have seen it very clearly, and when we go to the USCIS and spend all the money that you do it, I would not do anything. That's all I can tell you right now, okay?
Okay.
If I were you, I would not do anything.
Just enjoy my green card, that's it.
Yes, have a nice party. Open the champagne.
Right.
Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 4318. 4318. Hello? Caller with number ending in 4318. Yeah, we're ready for you now, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for taking my call. The question I have is, so I was on a H1 visa. The visa stamping expired. So it's the 3-year valid period was done in July of 2022. With my new employer, I'm on a O1 visa right now, and with the difficulty in getting the dates for the stamping, I was wondering if the automatic revalidation would be applicable in my case, where I could go to Mexico or Canada to get stamping done for the new O1 visa.
Automatic revalidation is never an option once you go for the stamping. It's only when you go there to visit Canada or Mexico and coming back. Once you go for the stamping, you are not eligible for automatic revalidation. That means that if you get an O1 visa, you're coming in. If you don't get the O1 visa, you are not coming in.
Okay. So if I go to the consulate, if I don't get it, I'll be in trouble, essentially, correct?
You're absolutely right.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much for clarifying.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Okay.
I mean, if you are O1 and good, eligible, extraordinary ability, if you fall into that criteria, you may want to consider filing an EB1. You may want to consider filing an EB1 by yourself too, if the company is not doing. We'll go to the next caller.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Next caller is caller with phone number ending in 4484. 4484. We ready for you now? Hello?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please
Hello?
go ahead. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Thanks, Rahul Garu. Actually, my question is, this is Chandra.
Actually, my question is, I got my GC on July 2022, but my wife got interview last week, Thursday, 11/10. Actually, the time they got the interview, she got the interview. The time they're asking
prior date is
485. She did not. Hello. Hello.
Keep going. Your wife got interview on November 10th. We can hear you. Keep continuing.
November 10th. November 10th. They said like almost 1.5 hours got the interview, and the attorney also is online. And they're asking in 485 application. She did not mention one of the employment. One employment is mentioned, what she was working that time, employment dates and everything. But other company was on her name, but she did not work on that company or any W2 or anything. But they said like, why didn't mention that company on that 485?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And after that, after complete the interview, she said like, she said to my attorney, you need to do more review for this application. Why you did not mention that 485?
So what is your priority date?
February 12.
February 2012. So let me also ask you the other question. Though. This particular company that you're telling that they asked questions about, she owned the company, or what exactly? Were there any activities on the company?
Yeah, she owned the company, some activities on that company, but she never run the payroll or paychecks and everything.
Wait,
but
only answer my question, please. Just hold on, because we have short of time. I don't want to take a lot of time. So, what do you mean by activities? Is that like what activities were there? What was the gross? Okay, and was she employment? Gross income? Go ahead.
Gross income and employee consulting services. That one gross income just.
So you said gross income, and you did not. How much you said gross income?
On that company?
Yes.
Gross income, returns, and every year is apply the tax returns and everything on that company.
What was the highest gross income in one particular year, sir?
Okay, gross income particular year 50K, something like that.
Okay, does she have an employment authorization at that point of time when the company has a gross revenue?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. So she has an employment authorization. She's an H4 EAD at that time?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's, even if she has missed out that she has been worked as a president of the company and then you add it out, that should not cause any problem. She's employment authorization to work as a president of the company. That should not. They should be adjudicating your wife's application soon. Okay?
Oh, okay, got it. Thanks, Olga.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling me. Okay. All right, let's take a question now. This is from PXP9, says applied 2 485s and EB2 and EB3, and at my interview I withdrawn my EB3 and finally got my.
I think so. We already.
I think we've covered this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next question is, this is from Truly Right then, says I'm on TN, applied for AOS, received EAD, my wife is using her EAD. Do I have to go on EAD too?
You don't have to. I mean, you can keep on feeding us and make us rich. You don't have to. Your wife can be an EAD and you can keep feeding us. Yeah, technically he doesn't have to.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go to our next caller. Caller with number ending in 7164. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 7164. Hello? Star 600 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 7164.
Yeah.
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question. I have an approved perm in 2008, and I left the country in 2009. I came back to the US again in 2016, and I have an approved labor and as well as an I-140.
40.
But the only question I have is, I do not know if my previous company, which had given me the perm, approved perm in 2008, it does not exist anymore. So I do not know if there was ever an I-140 filed. I approached the FOIA, but they came back with an approved I-140. But is there any way to know if I can know if there was ever
when you say
I-140?
wait. You said that they came back with the I-140. You mean to say that they came back with the 2016 I-140?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way that you can find out. There's no way, no other way. I mean, of course, you said contact with the company is not there. Checking any of the emails that you may have that shows that the I-140 has been applied. That's it. I mean, other than that, FYI, there is nothing else you can do. Okay? We'll go to the next person.
So there's no way even to post my date, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have an I-140 approval from 2008 or 2006 that you're speaking about. If you don't, there is no way to vote. Unless that I-140 is approved, we cannot vote. Okay.
Even just filing is doesn't hold good as well, right? Just if they have ever
filing. Yeah. If filing would do good only if the company is still existing and the same company can refile I-140. Okay. Since the company is not existing, they cannot refile I-140. There are some cases where the people have filed it and they withdrew it, they can refile it. Filed it, denied it, they can refile it. But if they have never filed it, okay, then they cannot reuse. But even if they have filed it and withdrew it, if the company doesn't exist anymore, they cannot refile it. So for you, it is no good, even if they have filed it and withdrawn it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll go to the next person.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay,
one other thing that I want to note for the topic of the layoffs and these things is that we do see a lot of people like these coming back after 10 years, 15 years, asking for the labor and I-140 approval. So please preserve all the documents, because never burn the bridges with United States. Please, never burn the bridges. Keep them open. Try to keep as much as documentation as possible. Email it to yourself, to your wife, just to keep it, just in case.
Right.
We'll go to the next person.
Thank you. All right, sir. Let's take our next caller. Caller with the number ending in 8740. 8740. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 8740.
Hi, this is Ravi speaking.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. Hi. I won H1B and I came to US in 2015. In 2021, I reapplied the H1B where the validity was 2021 August. I applied before 6 months. It got approved and I got the email from USCIS. But the only one thing is I got a I-797B form. When I immediately contacted my employer, they said it might be a mistake they sent it. And they verified the e-employee. The dates and everything looks okay. Can you please suggest in this case what can I do? They're planning for reapply.
You're saying that the expiry is 2021. Right now we are almost, but right now we are in 2022
I got that.
November. Did you ever got?
I got extension till 2024, but instead of I-797A, I got I-797B form.
Right now, the one that you got, so the extension of 2024, you got I-797B?
That is correct.
Okay, you need to check with the, they need to correct it immediately though, what happened. When is your current I-94 expiring though, or already expired? It expired in 2021?
Yes, it's expired in 2021 August.
Well, that's a serious issue that need to be taken care by the company immediately. I always tell people to do premium processing and they come near the I-94 and they don't play with the fire, it will going to strike you. And that's what happened with you, is that you waited until now to get the H1B approval. You didn't do premium processing approval. Now you got the H1B approval without the I-94. They need to correct it immediately. Look into the application they filed. Did they put it as a change of status? Extension of status? Did they put it as a council processing? So they need to correct it immediately and need to be rectified immediately. If not, what you can do is that if they don't respond to that thing, file another H1B right now, okay? And request them the I-94. Look, dummy, you guys didn't give us the I-94. Request them right now, so that you do double the efforts. Because if the company contact the USCIS, since you did not, most probably didn't file in the premium processing, I'm assuming, right?
We did a premium processing only, sir.
Yeah, you can request the premium processing unit to see if they would correct it. In parallel, if you want to, though, you can file one more H1B to correct the mistake what they have done. Okay?
Okay, great. So that won't impact anything, any administration process, anything if I go to India, right? I'm just checking.
It may, I mean, because sometimes what happens, the USCIS may take a long time to respond to the correction of the request that you did. So what I normally do is that, hey, we will request the USCIS to correct it, which sometimes takes easier, sometimes it takes longer time. On parallel, we file another H1B saying that, dummies, give me the proper H1B approval and explain to them what happened. Okay? Do two efforts, not one.
Okay.
We'll go to the next person.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Caller number ending in 6389. Caller number ending
hello.
in 6389.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please
Hi, thank you. Yes, I have the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on F1 visa and I'm just waiting for my H1B actually, but unfortunately my H1B is not picked up in the lottery. But as you know, the H1B system is being abused, that is the lottery system is being abused by these consulting companies. Will there be any change in rule for the next year? This year statistics.
Yeah. I know. What I want everybody to do this, if you know a consulting company has been filing H1Bs, for the people who are not working for that company, only to get advantage of the lottery, there is a USCIS fraud detection unit though, okay? You can go to my website called rnlawgroup.com, the email is there. Give them the detail though. Let's say, for example, if one particular company has filed for 20 people who are not working, they're only doing, and their brothers or sister company is going to file multiple H1Bs so that they all get the H1B lottery. That is really a fraud. I agree. They need to be reported. I want you to send an email to them with the detail that, hey, this is what happened, okay? So that's the reason I want you to report that. Here is one problem what USCIS does though for these fraud companies. They give them the H1B approval. 2 years later on, they strike them and all the people who got the H1B from them will suffer. These people will escape to India. I want you to close them before they give the H1B so that people like you will get the benefit. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
And also I just heard USCIS is now sending NOID or NOIR for the approved petitions in fiscal year 2023 H1B.
Absolutely. They are doing it. They are doing it. And they are doing it. And these employees who get victim, they don't come. I want to put them on the TV. They don't want to come. Only people like you will come and will be willing to testify. The people who get victim, they pay private consultation and then they come and speak with me. I told them, why didn't you come on the YouTube with me? Because I want you to tell how your consultancy did all the activities. They don't want to come. You will come. I want you to report them before they start so that people, now what happened? The numbers are lost. They cannot be given to you.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Yeah, yes.
And your problem too.
Okay? Yeah, if that is the case, again, there will be any lottery for the applications.
No, they will not.
USCIS rejected the approval.
No, they will not do it, my dear. No, they will not do it. It's already done. They closed it. Unfortunately, they won't do it. That's the reason why I want you to complain about these companies. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, and also one more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, folks, we still have a lot of questions coming in on our live chat as well as a lot of people in the waiting room. But unfortunately, we are all out of time today. Interesting topics like this, I don't think we understand how the time flies by, but we do try to extend our show as much as possible to accommodate all our callers, but we do let one or two slip through the cracks. Rahul Garu, thank you so much, Adi, for, always being candid, direct and honest with all of our viewers, telling them what needs to be done, even though that may not be what they want to hear, but, we really appreciate your candor on that, truly. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and we look forward to seeing you again, same place, same time next week as well. And until then, have a great and fabulous week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, sir.
మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సరదాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా?